Man. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I got a rant. I got a rant about government. I was just watching a video online on YouTube where the government and they're trying to ban gas stoves. And I tell you what, I am so fucking tired of this government, and I'm so fucking tired of you American people. I mean, when are we going to do something about this? What are we going to do? I mean, what are we going to do? I have one idea, and that's a meat grinder. But I tell you what, I'm tired of it. These fucking governors and these fucking representatives and their blah 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 blah. We're going to do this. We're going to phase out gas stoves. We're going to make sure that in New York, every single new home that is built or apartment complex, you can't have a gas stove in there. Nope, you're not allowed now. Not allowed. You have to have electric. Yeah. That way, if you don't follow their little rules, their tyrannical little communist fucking rules, click. Well, that motherfucker ain't eating now. So, I guess all you New Yorkers that are, you can't move out, which I can understand, you're going to have to buy a lot of canned stuff like tuna and salmon and, maybe get maybe get a year's supply of that 25-year shelf life food that, what do they call that? I forget what they call that. Hold a second. Well, yeah, it's 25-year shelf life food. I mean, get that, okay? Because and get your own little maybe which kind of sucks. I mean, if you don't have a balcony, but there are there are grills that I think you can use gas powered where you get a gas bottle, which that there probably we're not allowed to buy them either. So you're gonna have to figure that out. But the government has no right to do any of this. They don't. Not in this country. You want to have a gas stove? Fuck it, have a gas stove. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not dangerous unless you are outside fucking around at the... Boy, I'm having a hard time thinking all of a sudden. Maybe it's because I'm that fucking pissed. Unless you're messing around with the connection or, I don't know. But, yeah, they just want more control over you. They got to have more control. And what the fuck are we doing as Americans, okay? Yeah, you take that whole pistol brace bullshit, that rule, and the majority, pretty much said, here you go, ATF, fuck you. Come and get me, whatever. And anybody who is arrested for that is a political prisoner. That person is not a criminal. They're doing the right thing. They are lawful and legal. I don't believe that I do not believe you need to register any firearm you get. That is an infringement on my Second Amendment rights. The government does not need to know what I have until they find out. Okay? So, but yeah, government overreach. I don't vote. I don't vote. I don't care who it is. People are like, oh man, Trump. Trump will get in there. Trump's the only thing standing between them and us. Actually, from how I see the way this country was started and the Constitution and everything, I think I should be here. You should stand with me and I should stand with you against them. Okay? If that guy there wants to ride the horse and put the hat on, fine, that's great. ride the horse, put the fucking hat on. But guess what, asshole? You know, you're not my fucking boss. Okay, sure. I know how to fight. I know where you need to go. You go over there. Okay, fine. Yeah, great. But, you know, we should be standing with each other against them. You know, not this, oh, well, now they got Trump. Now, who's going to help me out? That's not America. That's not America at all. America is, I'm going out there in the wilderness, and, okay, if there are Indians in the area and they're not hostile, I'm going to barter to get some land, and then I'm going to build my fucking home. I'm going to get some cattle. I'm going to plant my fucking crops, and that's it. And when I build my house, I'm going to put ports in the, cabin, so that if the Indians do get all up in arms, that when I'm in there, I can just, that was tough. Liberty, there is no liberty with security. Okay, so if you're safe, someone's keeping you safe, you don't have liberty because that person has control over you. If you, a danger, if there's danger, okay, I don't know how, I know what it is. I mean, I work hard, I lift weights hard, and I get to a point where my brain is like, kind of like, what? But you know what I'm saying. COVID is a good, example. Okay, hey everybody, you got to do this to be safe. No, that's okay. I'm not going to do any of that to be safe. I'm not going to wear my mask. I'm not going to social distance. I'm not going to sing my fucking ABCs and happy birthday while I'm washing my hands, because if I wash my hands, I'm going to need to wash my hands because I was doing work outside or whatever, and I got to wash my hands because I want to eat and I don't want dirt all over the fucking food. I'm not doing it because of COVID. If I get it, I get it. And if I get it, I'll probably survive because I'm pretty darn healthy. So, yeah, that to me is liberty. Dangerous, but I'm free. Secure, but I'm under a tyranny? Yeah, no, that ain't security, because, they can just come and do whatever they want to you then. I mean, the government is allowing the illegals to come in here, this country. They're allowing the LGBTQ whack jobs, and I'm talking about the whack jobs over here on the left or whatever, that are just totally out there in public, swinging their ass in people's faces and their tits and stuff like that. And the ones that are going into schools or whatever, and the drag queens, they're trying to destroy the children. I mean, look, COVID. I mean, COVID's a great example again. The kids didn't get it. But the kids had to go to school and wear the mask because we need to condition these kids. Yeah, fuck school. Public school is a fucking shit show. Public school is nothing but indoctrination. That's it. That's all it is, indoctrination. It's bullshit. But yeah, let's destabilize this country. Let's let all this degeneracy and all that. I'm not a fan of the Muslim religion, but I will stand with the Muslims against those people. Maybe, I'm driving around, I see a flag. I might just go into that yard and take that flag off and stomp on it. But, yeah, LGBTQ plus XY fucking Z. I mean, really? Yeah, but, I mean, let's see. You're on Twitter, and there's McCarthy. He's blabbing about the overreach of the government and the Department of Justice, and what blah, we got to stop this and everything. It's like, really? What are you going to do, asshole? Blah, 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 blah. That's all these people do. Marjorie Taylor Greene, we got to impeach Biden because of all this, the $5 million or $1 billion, the pay for play shit. I mean, he had classified documents. They're still finding them. Nothing's happening. Hunter is a piece of fucking trash, a pedophile. Joe's a pedophile. I mean, the government is just full of pedophiles. And that's on both sides of the aisle. I mean, you take a look at Lindsey Graham. If Lindsey Graham, I mean, he looks like a fruitcake. He is a fruitcake. And that's the thing. We don't have men. We don't have men. We don't have men with backbones. I mean, I was thinking of the guys like Davy Crockett and Jim Bowie and the Alamo, and I was thinking, we had like Sam Houston down there in Texas, and they're going to create that state and going to fight against Santa Ana and all that. And Davy Crockett, I forget what happened in the government, but Davy Crockett's famous statement of, "You can all go to hell, I'm going to Texas." And Jim Bowie, he had a sword fight. I forget where it was, but it was on a sandbar. He had a sword fight with a guy, and he beat the guy, but the guy punctured his lung, and he developed, I think it was consumption, tuberculosis. I guess consumption and tuberculosis are the same thing. So he had tuberculosis, and he went to Texas. To build something, I mean, fought to the death. Both of them died down there, and from what I understand, Jim Bowie was, laying on a bed, okay, because of his illness and stuff like that. Tough guys, men. You had presidents like Andrew Jackson, who, I don't know how many duels that guy had, but I think that guy had duels while he was in office, while he was a president. But what do we got nowadays? We got these milquetoast little fuckers who just like yapping. And I saw a video of, it was in Brazil, where you had these two politicians that were at odds. So what did they do? They had a cage match. They fought each other. And I'm thinking, now, I don't know, what the problem was there. Maybe I wouldn't agree with either side, but hey, they had the balls to get in the ring and say, the hell with this. We're going to fight. We're going to knock each other's teeth out and bloody each other over this. Here in America, God, I mean, really? Marjorie Taylor Greene impeached Biden. And you saw her at the State of the Union. She had her goddamn fur on. What a bitch. No, you and me, look at me, everybody, And then she got up and said something, and I go, yo, yo, yo. It's like, what are you, black now? It's like, I'm not impressed with that. You wear your fur because you're just trying to show how elite you are. Well, right there, anybody that, it's like, I look at that, and then I see her on Twitter chirping about impeach Biden, and I'm like, this here, over here is what I see. I see a fucking elitist bitch. Her boyfriend dressed in drag. What man who is a man will dress in drag? I would never put women's clothes on. Ever. The fuck do I want to do that? Oh, I'm a man. If you're male and you put women's clothes on, you're a fag, okay? You're queer. Probably I saw a picture picture one time of Madonna coming out of a hotel with her, it said husband, and she had a clear plastic bag, and in the plastic bag she had a strap-on, a box with a strap-on in it. I wonder, Marjorie and her little boyfriend there, probably, huh? Yeah, Marjorie probably got strap-ons, and he wears the high heels. No, that's a problem, males nowadays. You're not men. My ancestors are the Viking, that's Norwegian, Celtic, Pict, Germanic, and what I love about it is during the Roman era, when Rome ruled the world, they fought the Germanic barbarians quite a bit. And the southern barbarians, they pretty much got over on them. But the northern barbarians, which I have ancestry in both because of they got together. So I have northern ancestry in northern German ancestry. Okay, they were never beaten by the Romans. Okay, they had those deep, dark forests, and the Rome came up there, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, come on in here. Come, don't worry about the darkness. It's just come on in here. What, you saw eyes back? Don't worry about that." These guys would paint themselves black and then hide in the fucking woods. And Rome couldn't contend with that. Rome was great military. I tell you, I love Roman military, but Rome was not a guerrilla warfare. They liked getting out there on the plains, and they liked marching toward each other and tearing you up that way, which is, just that there is like badass. But those northern Germans were like, yeah, don't mind the dark back here. Don't worry about that. Just come on in. Never beat them. The Picts, they never beat the Picts. That's why Hadrian had the wall built across Scotland. The Picts would, when they were fighting, their dead, they would take their dead and they would pile their dead up on like a fort, then they'd fight from behind their dead. And the Romans were like, yeah, fuck this shit. We need to do something. Hadrian's like, build a wall. Just build a wall, okay? Build a wall to keep them out. They were never beaten. During the Viking era, the Norwegians were the ones that you wanted on your side. There was a king, I think he was a Danish king, and he had to fight the Danes, the Swedes, and the Norwegians. And it was a ship battle where they got on planks on the ship and tried to stab each other. Man, I want that kind of courage, okay? But he saw his Danish brothers coming, and he's like, yeah, I know how to fight them. He saw the Swedes coming. He's like, the Swedes. They were like, the Swedes pretty much were like flower children throughout history. They were fighters, but it's like, hey, man, everything's cool. Hey, you want a toke? It's like, but then all of a sudden he saw other ships coming. And he realized it's the Norwegians, and he's like, oh shit, now we got to fight. Because the Norwegians were like, all right, when are we going to have a war? It's like, we're on the battlefield. We just had a war. It's like, I said, when are we going to have a war? All right, I'll go start one. So, because, and I want to be like that. But the thing is, we don't have societies like that. We have this weak, and I'm going to say it, Christian society that's pretty much just take your thumb and stick it up your butt. Well, that preacher went out and he got, I don't care about that. That's another thing. Okay, now the Armenians got in a fight with the Pride. Okay, the Muslims were stomping on the flag. Good. But what I think ought to happen is that those of us who are not into that, just ignore them. Now, maybe that's the wrong idea, but just ignore them, because what they want is your attention. They want you to get worked up. They want you to go out there after them. And then they go, see, we got our attention. But now I lost my place. I didn't really have a place, but it doesn't really matter. But government. I want to be a man. I I work out hard. I mean, I'm tired. I still got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of work to work at this place. I live alone. No one's helping me. I go to a foundry job and I got to grind castings. It's piece rate. I do at least 170 to 180%, and you got to just go, 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 go. And you see most of these guys, and they're not men. It's, you know, I think we need something drastic to happen to just knock us back to like maybe the Dark Ages, to where a lot of these boys are going to be like, what do I do? It's like, well, don't come over here, because now that I got the freedom to be a barbarian, I'm going to be a barbarian. So you stay over there, or I'm going to drop you right here. But no, I mean, our government is just fucking pathetic. I mean, God. You know, they're under control of the WEF, the WHO, Klaus Schwab, George Soros, all of these, the Rothschilds, all of these fucking scumbags are a lot of the BlackRock, which I haven't looked into that, but BlackRock owns most of these corporations. Okay? There's this I think it's ESG. And I don't know much about that. That's another thing. But, they're saying the food. I mean, take our food, for instance. I've seen where a contrast between American ketchup and Canadian ketchup, the Heinz, where American ketchup is full of fructose corn syrup and high fructose corn syrup and all that, and the Canadian is tomato sauce and, cane sugar, and which cane sugar is better than the refined shit that America has here. But you got plastic products in your food. I eat mostly meat, eggs, some fish every now and then, cheese. I don't eat cheese all the time, but I'll get it every now and then. I do drink coffee and tea. I drink seltzer water. And I try to, and that's the thing about the seltzer water, you stay away from plastics because of the bisphenol A. The bisphenol A is bad for your testosterone levels if you're male. But even cans have a plastic liner in them. So they get you, and they say, well, the reason they have that in there is because of, like, with the acidic content of, say, colas and sodas and shit like that. All right. But, they got to find a better way, but they're not going to, because they that's the thing. They don't want you to be a man. They don't want you to have high testosterone levels. They don't want you to, because high testosterone levels mean that you're also a bit aggressive. And they don't want that. They want, when they say, hey, the next pandemic that comes along, they say, hey, you got to do this. They want you to just go, okie dokie, whatever you say there, because, well, your estrogen levels are higher than your testosterone levels. They're manlet, so go along with it. I guess your butthole's a fucking vagina now, so might as well just, adopt the pose. But yeah, it's, and another thing, with government, we got all these, CIA's bullshit, FBI's bullshit, ATF's bullshit, OSHA's bullshit. I mean, OSHA, they send these little, hey, memos. You gotta put labels on shit so people know it. Well, you're putting a label on something that I use. No one else uses it. So you're wasting your time because some government told you to do that. Hey, government, you see this? Well, they'll come in and they'll fine us. Yeah, see, we got to find a way to fight back. Yeah. I mean, because government's been screwing us for a long time. What, 1910 is when you had Warburg and what's his name? Yeah, some of the richest men in America got together on Jekyll Island and laid out the plans for the Federal Reserve. So the Federal Reserve was started during that time, and then income tax was implemented, and now the IRS, if I'm correct, was started back in the 1800s. Okay, so the IRS was started back then. The IRS needs to be just dismantled. But you had Warburg and you had the other rich guys get together, but and start this Federal Reserve. But you had three of the richest men in America that did not want any part of it, and they didn't want it because of what it would do to America, what it has done to America. I mean, the credit system. I own everything. Okay, I have no credit, none. So if I go to get a loan, I'm going to be paying an astronomical amount of interest because they're discriminating against me and penalizing me because I'm not playing their game. The rest of you are playing their game. And I know you probably got excuses. That's good. You got excuses. You ought to go into the fucking bathroom, get down on your knees and just spew the excuses into the toilet. Then when you're done, wipe your mouth with fucking toilet paper and flush. Just because that's what the fuck that is. Yeah, I mean, but anyway, three of the richest men in America didn't want no part of it. They died on the Titanic when it hit the iceberg. Well, that was another, what you could say, false flag, okay? Those men were murdered, okay? John F. Kennedy, he was murdered by our government. It was the CIA and the mob. So he was murdered, okay? Let's see. Nixon took our dollar off of the gold standard, so it's not backed by anything. Our money are just debt notes. Everything that I have here, now I can understand everything I have here, everything that I have went and bought, I don't own it. Neither do you. We don't own nothing. Oh, well, the dollar's worth X, Y, and Z. Really? Could you show me what's backing our dollar? Well, nothing. Yeah, no gold, no silver. Okay. Then you have, the Gulf of Tonkin. The Gulf of Tonkin was Israel. Okay. Israel attacked our ship. If I got that correct, I kind of messed up. I mean, I knew that stuff years back, but Israel had attacked our ship. And there again, why are we doing anything with Israel? The elite people that run the world are Jews. They're the ones who control it. They're the ones that control the Federal Reserve. They're the ones who control your money. They're the ones that are making, hey, the interest rate, we got to put the interest rate up, or we got to drop the interest rate, or we got to do this and that. They're the ones that are fucking shit around. Not all of them. But, over history, recent history, they're in charge of a lot. I mean, they control it. The Rothschilds, the Soros, he's a Jew. Gates with his mosquito farms and shit, his labs. It's like, what the fuck, man? I mean, scumbags. These are the mad, Gates and his mad scientists, Fauci and his mad scientists, we got more fucking pandemics coming for you little people. But yeah, I mean, Oklahoma City bombing. That was an inside job. I saw where a woman that worked there said the ATF came in that day already dressed up for a raid with their little, flap on the back, ATF. And she was wondering what was going on. And during that, when they were doing the cleanup, they were talking about other bombs that were found in there. Okay? You had Ruby Ridge, the government setting him up and then killing his wife and kid. 9/11, that was an inside job. Those Arab terrorists could not fly twin-engine Cessnas. And I guess the night before they were drinking and coking and screwing whores, and then the next thing you know, maybe that's the key. The next thing you know, they're flying, 757s? I don't know what was, into these buildings, and they're, flying it into the Pentagon, the exact spot where they apparently were doing an investigation on, and there were documents in there that were damning to Hillary Clinton, to the Clintons. How about that? Well, hey, those buildings, that the planes hit them buildings, and that caused them buildings to come down. Okay, what caused Building 7 to come down? The BBC doing a report on Building 7 and saying it's right behind her, and she's going, yeah, Building 7 came down. It's like, really? Is that Building 7 over there? Don't worry about that. False flags. All these people that go out and shoot, all these mass shootings, okay, they're all bullshit. Okay, yes, they happened, unfortunately, but it's bullshit. You see, we need to take your Second Amendment away. We need to get rid of all these fucking assault rifles. Nope. No, we don't. What we need to do is we need to have armed guards at schools. Unfortunately, just to say that, it's like, what the hell? Because our government is going to keep doing this shit to try to take our guns. Barack Obama. Well, Australia had one mass shooting and then they took all the guns. Yeah? Yep. I don't know, man. What I'd like to know is what you can do. And don't say vote, because I'm not voting. I don't care who the fuck it is. I don't care if it's Trump, Biden. I don't give a flying fuck who it is. I do not like none of them. One person ain't going to make a fucking difference. All of us are going to make a difference. So, all right. Holy fuck, 32 minutes. Yeah, well, I got to get outside and do more work. But I don't know. You let me know. I'm not a fatalist. I'm not sitting here going, yeah, I'm ready to die. No. I'd be like the guys who back in the before the Revolutionary War who went out on Lexington Green. I'd have a lump in my throat. Sure I would. I'd have a dry mouth, but I would not be showing my back. I'd be showing my face. So if you get my drift. So that's all I have right now. I just decided to rant, seeing this bullshit with that New York governor. And here's another thing, and this here will piss off the feminists. When you see a woman in charge at that position, okay, I think men ought to be ashamed of themselves. Okay? We are born to lead. Okay? We have our place and women have their place. Okay. So, think about that too. And that's it. I'm done ranting. I finally got all fired up. Now I can go out and I can throw my scrap in the back of my pickup and, so I can take it up to the fucking scrapyard tomorrow. So that's it. And until next time, I'm Dave Kramer, and this is Kramer Unstuck.